Hey guys, today we're going to make a lovely onion and mustard tart dish. It's the 4th Christmas episode and I love this one. It's a gluten-free buckwheat tart with caramelized onion, a mustard sauce, sweet and sour pearl onions, brioche, and toasted and puffed mustard seeds. So, let's begin. First, the buckwheat tart shell. Start by pouring 125 grams of buckwheat flour in your worktop and make a well in the middle. Fill it with 65 grams of cold cubes of butter, 25 grams of beaten egg, 3 grams of salt, and 15 grams of water. Now bring all the ingredients together and knead it into a nice ball of dough. Then cover it and let it rest in your fridge for at least 1 hour. After the hour, dust your worktop with some buckwheat flour and start rolling the dough. It needs to be around 3 mm thin. If the dough starts sticking, use some more buckwheat flour. Once you're happy with the thickness, cut a small part in long stripes and use those to cover the inside of a tart ring. This is a quite difficult shape, but you can use any shape you like. Then use the back of your knife or a palette knife to trim the top and press the dough into the baking ring once more. You want to be absolutely sure it's tight, otherwise it might collapse when baking it. Now press the ring into the remaining part of the dough sheet and remove any excess dough. Then place it on a perforated silicone sheet and let it cool down in your fridge for at least 30 minutes. After that, bake it at 160 degrees Celsius for about 15 to 20 minutes. If you don't have a perforated silicone sheet, be sure to make some little holes in the bottom with a fork. This prevents the dough from rising up. Meanwhile, mix 20 grams of egg yolk with 20 grams of cream. We use this to make the tart shine and it helps retaining its crispy texture. Once the tart shell is done, let it cool down for 5 minutes before removing the baking ring. If needed, use a grater to tidy up the top and the sides. Then use a brush to add a thin layer of the glaze on both the inside and the outside of the tart. Bake it for another 10 to 15 minutes till golden brown. After that, let it cool down completely and keep it dry and covered for later. Now for the mustard sauce. Begin by cutting 4 shallots in half and clean them. Then slice them in thin slices. After, melt 40 grams of butter on a medium heat and start glazing the shallots with 3 grams of salt. Also clean 2 cloves of garlic and slice them in thin slices as well. Add the garlic to the pan and continue glazing till both the onion and garlic have softened. Then add 250 grams of white port and reduce it till almost all the port has evaporated. It almost starts to become a bit sticky. When that's the case, add 500 grams of vegetable broth with 500 grams of cream, 2 bay leaves, and 50 grams of coarse mustard. Let it reduce on a soft simmer for about 30%. Once you're happy with the flavor, remove both the bay leaves and blend it till smooth. This will thicken the sauce and improve the flavor. Give it a final taste for seasoning and keep it covered in your fridge for later. Now for the sweet and sour pearl onions. Mix 130 grams of white wine with 130 grams of water, 130 grams of white wine vinegar, 130 grams of sugar, 4 grams of salt, and 3 sprigs of thyme. Bring this to a boil. Meanwhile, cut some pearl onions in half and clean them. On some I also had to trim the top and bottom, but this is up to your preference. Once the sweet and sour is boiling, add the cleaned onions and let it simmer for another minute. After the minute, transfer both the onions and the hot liquid into a preserving jar and close the lid. Let it cool down and then let the flavors infuse for at least 24 hours in your fridge. This will result in a fresh and sweet pearl onion with a lovely little bite. Now for both the brioche toppings. First, the puffed mustard seeds. Start by seasoning boiling water with salt and boil some mustard seeds for around 30 minutes. If needed, add some more water in between. Just keep an eye on it. Once cooked, transfer the seeds into a bowl of water and rinse the mustard seeds well to remove the slimy layer. Then transfer the seeds onto a tray and spread them. Let them dry completely at 60 degrees Celsius. This is going to take a couple of hours. Every now and then you need to mix the seeds to prevent them from sticking to each other. When they're almost dry, you can rub them between your hands. This helps a lot as well. After that, deep fry the seeds at 200 degrees Celsius for a couple of seconds. Place them on the sieve so you can easily take them out once puffed and crispy. When all the seeds float to the top, you know that they're ready to be taken out. Spread them on a tray that's lined with a kitchen paper and seasoned well with salt. Then let them cool down before you can keep them dry and covered for later. Now for the baked coarse mustard. begin by mixing 100 grams of a neutral oil with 200 grams of coarse mustard, and while stirring, bring this to a boil. Then keep on heating and stir it every now and then to prevent it from burning. The moisture will slowly vaporize and the mustard will start to fry. Once the mustard starts to color, you need to turn down the heat for more control. This is the color we're looking for. Now drain the mustard and press out any oil. Don't throw this away, it's packed with mustard flavor and perfect for a vinaigrette or to finish a hollandaise. Let it cool down and then keep it dry and covered for later. Now for the brioche. First mix 20 grams of milk with 4 grams of dry yeast and heat it up till it's at room temperature. Mix it well to dissolve the yeast. Then mix 250 grams of plain flour with 150 grams of egg, 30 grams of sugar and 10 grams of onion powder or leek powder. I use the leek powder I made in my last video. Now start kneading it and then add the yeast mixture and 3 grams of salt. Knead it on the lowest speed for 10 minutes. After that, add 150 grams of cold butter and knead it for another 5 minutes. Ensure that all the butter is incorporated and that it's a nice and elastic dough. Here you can also see the beautiful color that came from the leek powder. Now transfer the dough on your worktop and use a dough scraper to move the dough from one side of the worktop to the other. Really press it down so the dough will fold itself, creating a beautiful ball. Now transfer the dough in a bowl and cover it with some wrap or a damp cloth. Let it proof for 2 hours till doubled in size, or let it rest overnight in your fridge. Meanwhile, line some baking rings with parchment paper. After that, roll the dough into a long thin roll and portion it into pieces that weigh 12 grams. Then press the dough down with your hand and while circling, slowly raise your hand. With this movement, you will create a nice small ball. Now place them in the baking rings. I placed 5 balls in each ring. Cover them once more and let the dough proof for 45 minutes till doubled in size. Meanwhile, mix 50 grams of egg with 50 grams of milk and set it aside. Then once the dough is proofed, brush the top with the egg glaze before sprinkling both the toasted mustard and the puff mustard seeds on top. Bake them at 190 degrees Celsius for around 15 to 18 minutes till golden brown. Once they're golden, take them out of the oven and directly glaze them with some melted butter. Then remove the rings and the parchment paper. Now try to serve them as fast as possible, but otherwise heat them up at 190 degrees Celsius for 2 minutes before serving. Then the roasted onion. First trim both the bottom and the top of 5 Savannah onions and clean them. Now cut them in half. Both the halves need to be around the same size, so keep an eye on that. Place them in a baking tray and drizzle 10 grams of honey on top. Also add the leaves from 4 sprigs of thyme. Then add 80 grams of vegetable broth and season it with white pepper and salt. Now cover it with parchment paper and then wrap it tightly with aluminium foil. Bake the onions at 180 degrees Celsius for 45 minutes. Let them cool down for 10 minutes before cutting them in half once more. Keep one half whole. Then line the bottom of a baking tin with parchment paper and start laying the onion layers from the outside to the inside. The tin is slightly bigger as the tart we made before. Keep any onion trimmings for later. Finish the center with the whole half and then drizzle the cooking liquid on top. Also add 80 grams of butter cubes and bake the onion for another 30 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius. This will cook the onions a little bit more and give a beautiful caramelization. Now let it cool down completely in your fridge. Meanwhile, take all the onion trimmings and chop it into a nice tartare. Don't over chop it, you still want to have some texture. Transfer it into a pan and season it with coarse mustard. Just start with half a tablespoon and add more to your liking. Then let it simmer on a medium heat for about 15 minutes. Give it a taste of seasoning and let it cool down completely. Now to finish the tart, first cover the bottom with all the onion and mustard compote and level it. Then place a piece of parchment paper on the caramelized onions and use another tray to turn it around. Remove the baking tin and press it into the right shape so it matches the size and shape of the tart. Now turn the tart around and gently place it on the caramelized onions. Then turn it around once more and remove the paper. Just look at all those beautiful layers. Now you could eat it all by yourself, but if you have to, gently portion it into the desired size. I suggest to use a very sharp knife to ensure you preserve all those layers we worked so hard for. You can keep them covered in your fridge for a couple of hours. To heat them up, just reheat them in an oven at 190 degrees Celsius for 3 to 4 minutes. The sauce you can just bring to a low simmer. Now place the tart slice on a preheated plate and cover the top with a couple of the sweet and sour pearl onions. Also add some watercress. It will pair super well with the mustard. Then the dish is ready to be served with that beautiful brioche. On the table, you only need to finish it with the hot mustard sauce. Okay guys, that's it for today. I am very happy with the result. The tart looks incredible. It's just a slice, but I already had a couple slices as well for lunch and it was amazing. Especially with the sauce, with a little bit of the acidity from the sweet and sour pearl onions and then the little hints of mustard. Beautiful combination. My wife loves dishes like this and she's gonna love this one as well. On the side, a lovely brioche, because who doesn't like to just eat all the sauce with bread? That's why I thought to make this lovely brioche with the mustard seeds on top, and it's just gonna be an amazing pairing. And talking about pairing, let's talk about the wine pairing, because I chose to serve this dish with this lovely Merceau. So 100% Chardonnay from the Bourgogne, from Chateau Dordain 2023. Classic Merceau. So it's full body, really fatty, a little bit of oak. It is incredible and it's gonna pair so well with all the onion flavors and the mustard. So quite heavy, quite fatty, classic combination, but so good. That's delicious. A good Merceau, that's always incredible. Now, the lovely brioche, so fluffy together with the sauce. Yeah, that's so good. And then the onion tart. And I love the layers of onion. So it is a little bit more work to place all the onions. Of course, you can just make an onion compote as well. Put it on top, slice it like that. It's gonna set either way once it's cold and then you can slice it neatly. But with this, you bring out all the attention to detail. This is what makes the difference in the end. A little bit more sauce, because I'm a sucker for sauce. That is so good. And now I know what you're thinking, like, hey Jules, we already did a leek dish as a first course. Now onion dish as a second course. It is a little bit similar. Yes, it is, but it's just so good. And at first I wanted to do 3 courses with the 2 muses, but I already created this one and I just couldn't wait to share it with you guys. It's still early season, winter as well, so you can put it on the menu for a little while. And for Christmas, it's gonna be perfect as well. When in doubt, you can always just pick one. So you can pick the leek or the onion. Both are incredibly delicious. The leek is cold, this one is warm. But yeah, it's gonna be great either way, and they're both very delicious. So guys, that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please let me know in the comments what you want to see next. Like and share the video. And please subscribe to my channel if you want to support my videos. And also if you don't want to miss any other great recipes. And as always, bon appétit.